Hi everyone, I'm going to try and do something new. I'm going to do a cooking lesson. Kinda strange, I suppose. But the thing is, before I came to Japan, I didn't know how to cook. At all. Really. I didn't. No clue. So I kinda had to learn by myself. And over the course of 6 months now, I learned some handy recipes that are very easy to make. And they're kind of aimed for people who are kind of lazy to cook but don't want to eat instant food all the time. So it's going to be something very easy that you can make in minutes, really. So the only thing you'll really need a frying pan. You'll also need some oil. Olive oil, can be anything you really want. And the dish we're making is beef with leek and rice. Okay, so for the rice I have a rice cooker, so that means I don't really have to make rice myself. I don't know how you do it at home, but you know, try and get some rice and cook it and you're done. So the next part is going to be the meat. We have some beef here. Yum 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 yum. Now we want to keep this dish healthy, so you should try to not take too much meat. So if you have a very big package, just divide the portion, put something in a little pot, and then you can put it back in the fridge. And the rest is going to be for numbing. Remember, if you're going to handle food, make sure you wash your hands. Very important. Okay. No, not too much. Okay, perfect. So we seal this son of a bitch up and we put it back in the fridge. Next up, we take our leek and we can start preparing it while the meat is warming up on the furnace or the stove, whatever you want to call it. You take some olive oil, not too much, just enough. Great. We might need to add a little bit more later when the veggies go in. Oh yeah. Olive oil is a bitch to get out of clothes. Olive oil can be kind of explosive if you're not careful, or if you take too much. What I like to do for this dish is put it on a real low setting when the meat goes in. This is because the vegetables will also need some time to get ready. So first you're gonna do the meat, because that's the one that's gonna take the most amount of time to get ready. So put it a little bit lower, and you put the meat in. Just throw it in there. Doesn't really matter. There we go. Then we add some pepper. I've got black pepper. I think any pepper's fine. And then also some salt. I'm using sea salt. Not too much, because you already have a lot of salt on the rice. And you know, if there's not enough, you can always add, or you can use soy sauce. So then you just wall it around a little bit, and this is gonna take some time. Well, not too much, but still. I'd be lying. So while this is getting ready, we can go over to the vegetables. So we have our leek here. Now, in Japan, food is cleaned before they go into the store. So usually it's not really necessary to wash your vegetables, but in case it is necessary, don't forget it, because there might be some pesticides on there, so don't forget to do that. Meanwhile, keep an eye on your meat, which is what I'm doing in the background. And then you cut up the leek. So first you take the top part off here. No, this is actually the bottom part, but whatever. And then you take the top part off. Try to find the place where it turns really green, because you don't want that one. So this is fine. and then you can start cutting it up. Now what I like to do is take 2 halves, because it's somewhat of a bitch to cut all the leek up like this. So what I first do is I cut it in the middle like this, and then you just kinda make little snippets. Don't make them too small, because then it's going to be a little bit difficult to eat them, especially if you're using chopsticks, like I am. Don't worry too much if they clutter together, because they'll fall apart once they're in the frying pan. Remember to keep an eye on your meat. You don't want it to burn, and you want all the red parts gone. So that's the healthiest thing, the healthiest way to eat meat. Blood is really not so good for people. Well, only if it's in you, like in your veins, flowing. And best that you have your own blood. Or maybe if you had transfusion, then it's kinda good. Unless it's bad blood. I mean, so that's one stick. Second one, we do the same thing. Watch out you don't cut your fingers like this. I did that once. That wasn't very fun. And we're done. We're going to add the vegetables to the meat in the frying pan. You ask, hey, aren't you supposed to boil vegetables? Yes, but this works as well, and it's also a lot faster. And the good thing about this method is that you don't need to season your vegetables anymore, because the vegetables will kind of take on the salty taste of the meat, and you just stir it up a little bit, make sure you don't spill like I just did. What I can see now is the water inside the leek is actually cleaning out the pan, which is nice because that will make it a lot easier to clean afterwards. So we can put the fire a little bit higher now, and you just keep poking it like this. This way you're sure that your leek doesn't burn. You don't want burnt leek, it's not very tasty. And that's basically the hardest part. We're almost done. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, just a little bit. Don't want too much. So sad you can't smell this, because this smells fucking amazing. Oh, got a little bit on my finger. Almost done. Now, if you want to, you can season this dish a little bit more by putting a little bit more pepper on there, but you don't have to. I personally think it's just fine like this, but you know, if you want to, you can always add some. If you did add oil to the mix, make sure to stir everything around so you don't have parts of your dish that's full of oil and other parts that are kind of dry. I'm gonna start serving. So first I'm going to get my rice. My rice cooker's over here. Spoon. I actually bought new rice today, so I hope it'll taste good. Sure looks good already. Remember, if you have a rice cooker, make sure to clean it out as soon as you get your rice out, because else the rice will get hard and it'll be a lot harder to clean. So make sure you get the bowl out and watch out because it's very hot. And the top part as well. This you can do while the food is still cooking, so don't worry about anything burning. You have it on a low setting, so it shouldn't burn. So now you see the convenience, because you only have to warm up one thing at a time, so it's very easy to keep track of it. And also, it looks fucking amazing. Well, actually it kind of looks like puke. But I assure you it doesn't taste like puke. And that, my ladies and gentlemen, is how you cook a very easy dish. Thanks for watching. Tack